Hey, this is Andrew Brown. In this video, I want to explore Ollama. So Ollama is a way of downloading and serving models, and the idea is that it makes it super easy for local development. Probably not something you would use in production. I'm sure some people would try to do that. But yeah, it's just supposed to be if like you really aren't comfortable with using Hugging Face or downloading models, that this will save you a lot of time. And it works for very specific models. Okay. But anyway, my local computer is not the best, and so I don't really want to install Ollama here as my CPU is from 2016. My GPUs are fine, but I still don't really want to run it on this computer. However, I do have a Intel Lunar Lake developer kit, and so I would like to utilize that because the processing power on that, even though it's a mobile chip, is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and open up RDP as I've connected that to my local network. So I strongly recommend that, if you need to invest into more local hardware, just buy the mini computers and attach them to your network because buying a full laptop might be $2,000, whereas purchasing a mini computer might be $500, and then you just utilize your existing computer. But you'd have to learn a little bit about networking. However, I got a co-founder named Bako, and so if I got a problem with RDP, he'll help me with it. But I'm connecting here as a user on that machine. My computer's named Lunar Lake, so that makes it easy for me. I'm going to go ahead and remote into that machine. We'll go ahead and say yes. And so I'm connecting to it. And here we are. Another thing is that like I can run Jupyter Lab here. And so if I have models I want to use compute here on this computer, I can connect it through Jupyter Lab. I don't have to RDP, but RDP is pretty good, remote desktop from Windows to Windows here. Obviously Windows 11 here. My old one's Windows 10. I'd love to have Windows 11 on my on my other computer, but it's just I don't have the TPM chip in my it's the tamper-proof. It's the security module chip, so I'm stuck on Windows 10. So I've already installed Ollama here because I had a bad take and I had to restart. I had it paused and I missed a lot of footage. But anyway, I'm going to just show you the steps that I did here. It was very straightforward. So I went to Ollama. You have this where you download it, and you have Mac, Linux, or Windows. You're going to download it. That's going to give you the downloaded file here. Okay, you're going to install it. It's going to start up here. Okay, and it doesn't have an interface. It might. I don't know if Ollama has a like Ollama desktop. Is that a thing? Is there? No, I think it's console only. But what I'm going to do is open up terminal. And so as long as this thing is running down below here, we can type in Ollama. Okay, and if it didn't, we could type in Ollama serve to start Ollama, but it's already running because I can see it down below here. And so if we want to download a model, it's, what we can do is go back over to here to Ollama, and we go to models. And we have Llama 3.3. It's 70 billion parameters, which is giant. But let's start with something small. Let's try with Llama. This is 3.1, but I'm going to go with Llama 3.2. And I'm not married to Llama 3.2. It's just the fact that it's so small and easy to run that I like to use it as examples for the time being. But let's go ahead and run that. So it's going to download the model, and then it's going to serve the model. Now, we can use Hugging Face. We can use VLLMs and TGI and stuff like that, but this just makes it really, really easy. You can also programmatically interact with Ollama. And we don't see an example here, but we'll see it later on. So this is downloading the 1 billion parameter model. It's obviously not going to take very long to do. We'll say, hello, how are you? Or we'll say, who are you? And we'll get a reply back. And so very good, accurate thing here. If we type in /, we can see that we have some actions here. So I'm going to just say bye. Okay, you can load the session, restart it over, set some variables. I'm going to type in Ollama. And what I want to do here is just list out the ones I have, and I'm going to go ahead and just delete this. Because these do take up space, and you don't want to fill up your drive. This computer here, again, is a Lunar Lake Intel developer kit, so it's not the biggest thing. But it is very, very powerful. It's more powerful than my last generation graphics card. And so, what's interesting about this is just the fact that this could be in a phone. Like, I just think of this machine as the capabilities of a phone, and having that local compute just like blows your mind. I can run Llama 3.21 billion. I could run Mistral 7. It's unbelievable here, but we just deleted this one here. Let's go back over to here and we'll go to models. Okay, and I want to try something else like Mistral. So Mistral is a little bit larger, it's chunkier. This thing would hang and cause problems on my other machine, my older machine. Could I run this on a Mac M1? Probably not, no. But let's go ahead and run Mistral. So this is Mistral 7, and it's about 4 gigabytes in size. Okay, and so we'll give it a moment here to download and run. So I'll be back in just a moment. All right, so it's now downloaded. Let's go ahead and talk to it. So say, hello, who are you? And that's really, really good. So it's, hello, I'm Miko, a friendly and helpful AI designed to assist you with various tasks. I don't think it's called Miko. I thought you were Mistral. Okay. Oh, Miko and Mistral are both AI models developed by Mistral AI, but they serve the same purpose. Miko is general purpose assistant, like me, designed to assist users. I did not know that, while Mistral is the large-scale model focused on generating text that can be used in applications. Okay, that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm really impressed, but it's just like, it's crazy to me to think that this could be something that could be on your mobile phone locally, right? And so I think what's really important to think about this is like, if you are building out apps, you know, because again, like this stuff is really expensive to run. Right now, using serverless models is inexpensive, but these companies are losing a lot of money. So if we can shift or move this compute locally, then you could be building apps and trying to tap into what you can plug in on your local phones or, you know, your smaller device. So that's kind of really cool. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to say bye to this. And I would love to try out Qwen. So Qwen with questions, that's the latest hot model. It's the Chinese model. It's supposed to be really good. It's a 32 billion parameter model. I think they have a larger one as well. And we saw Llama 3.3, which is 70 billion parameters. I don't know if I want to try that one, but 32 billion, I think that I'd like to see if this machine groks or croaks on it. It's not designed to run super giant models, but I want to just push it to its limits. But I'm just, again, impressed that we can run Mistral 7 or Llama 3.2, 1 billion. It could handle 3 billion and 7 billion, no problem. But it's just the fact that, you know, like if I wanted to build a language learning app, I can just build it on my machine here, and I could use this as opposed to worrying about whether I have internet or things like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and delete this model because it's a little bit large. It's not that big, but these things catch up to me here, and this drive, I don't have a lot of space on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just say remove, and we're going to get rid of that. And I want to go ahead and try Qwen. So it's crazy, but we're going to do it. So I'm going to go over to here, and it's Q with questions, Qwen with questions. And let's go ahead and let her rip. There's only a 32 billion parameter one that's available on here. That doesn't mean that there aren't other ones. It's just what Ollama has available to it that has been optimized and whatever. And you can see actually I was downloading it before because this is my second take. And so I don't have to wait as long here, but I'll wait here a little bit and then we'll give it a go, okay? All right, so it's done downloading. It's loaded. I just feel like this should not be able to run on this machine, but let's find out. So say, hello, how are you? Or let's say, who are you? And we'll give it a moment here. I can hear the Intel developer kit spinning up and the fans are going. Yeah, so this one's a little bit hard for it, okay? It does run. Oh, Alibaba Cloud made it. I didn't know that. Okay, so it does work, but it's a little bit too much for this machine, okay? So we can use it, but this is where we say bye-bye, okay? So that one was fun. I couldn't believe we did that. But the question would be like, okay, we're running this locally. How can we programmatically work with this? Because the idea is that if you don't want to work with Hugging Face and figuring out how to serve models, which by the way is not that hard, this is supposed to be an easy way to work with it. So before we look at the programmatic way, I just want to get rid of that model that we just downloaded because it's really big. And so we'll go ahead and we'll say Ollama remove Qwen with questions. Okay, so that one's deleted. I'm just typing clear here. And so there was one here that kind of stood out to me, 3.2 vision. But so far we've been working with text. How would we load an image in here? We wouldn't be able to, right? And so what I notice here is that we can use the Ollama Python library to interact that way. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll pull this. We'll say Ollama pull. The other one was run. We're just pulling the image, right? Because we're not going to use it the same way, right? And we'll download it that way. I think it would have to run though, but maybe not. So here they have a chat. I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do this on this machine because this uses WSL locally, but we'll just see. We'll just try this out. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to VS Code. VS Code. Oh, this is definitely installed. Is it not installed? Maybe I did it on another user. VS Code. Well, if it's not installed, let's go ahead and install it right now. Okay, we'll go ahead and say, well, it says it has to be as administrator. So let me go find this again, VS Code. I got multiple users, so I'm a bit confused what is what. Yeah, okay, I said that it would be that. We'll go ahead and install that. Yeah, I'll create a desktop icon. I don't know, I have a few different users, so I get kind of mixed up what has what in them. So hopefully it's fine what I'm doing over here. We'll go ahead and launch VS Code. And yeah, this one's still downloading in the background, which is fine. But what I need here is I need WSL2. So I do have WSL already installed here. And we will install the extension. So I'm not showing you how to install WSL. That's kind of a pain to do on your Windows machine. You'll have to look that up yourself, but it allows you to have a Linux-like environment, and it's really what you're going to be using. Okay, so that one's almost already done downloading, and while that's going, I'm going to make a new folder here. I like having a sites directory, so I'm going to go over to here into this PC. How do I get to this user? Is it this user here? No, that's Ubuntu. My home here? Okay, I'll just create it on my desktop. Usually there's like a user folder, but I'm not sure where it is here. I'm just going to say projects or sites. I like calling it sites. And in here, we're just going to have a simple example. So this is going to be another folder. And this will be Ollama code, right? And so what I want to do here is I want to go back over to VS Code. And I want to open this folder. So we'll go here, open folder, on our desktop, in our sites, in Ollama code, and we'll select the folder. And so now we're in that folder, okay? And I'm just gonna make a new file here. This is gonna be Ollama or basic.py, okay? So nothing fancy. We're just gonna use literally the code that was provided to us. I don't need to put this in a repo because there's not enough going on here to be exciting. But I'm gonna go ahead and grab this code here, and I'm going to paste it in here. Okay, so it should know to connect to our model here, and we need to provide it an image. There's no image here, so I need to go grab an image. And so I'm going to go grab something. What's something that's cool, that's not copyrighted? Public domain image. Let's go here. And here we have a horse. That looks good. So bring that over into sites, and then we'll just rename this to image, okay? And I'll bring that over here. I like how I spelt that wrong, but I don't think that really matters. We all know that I tried to spell Ollama, right? And so we'll go back over to here, and so this is hooked up. The model is downloaded. We didn't say to run it, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but I'm gonna go ahead and we will bring this over a little bit. We'll say new terminal, and we'll say Python basic.py, and we'll go ahead and try to run that. So it says no module called that, so we'll say pip install. Well, I'll make a requirements.txt in here, requirements.txt. I can't believe how good I'm getting with Python. I don't even like Python. There we go. We'll go ahead and install that. So that's the most basic thing that we need, and I'm just hoping that's going to connect to that there and start it up. So now let's go ahead and run it. And it looks like we're not even running this in WSL. I mean, if it works, I guess I don't care. But we should really run this in WSL. So yeah, I can hear the Intel spinning up, so it must be working, right? But nothing's happened so far. So I'm not sure if this is like a hard thing for it to run. I'm gonna go here and say hello, just so I know that it's doing something. And I don't hear, again, I don't see or hear anything. So I'm gonna stop this. Can I even stop this? I can't even stop it. So what I'm gonna do, yeah, I think that's hang. So I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna reopen Ollama. I think we could also start it from Ollama serve, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to Ubuntu WSL because I don't want to run it in PowerShell. And so I'm gonna do Ollama serve. Ollama serve. Ollama. Okay, so it doesn't know about Ollama here. Because it's installed over here, so how would it know? Because then I'd have to install it over here and then download it again. I guess we could do that if we want to use it within WSL. I'm gonna try this again. But what I'm gonna do this time around is I'm actually gonna also download that other model that we had, which was the Ollama 3.1. Okay. I actually don't want to run it. I just want to download it. I'm just going to adjust this code a little bit. So for this, obviously, this is for that one there. So I'm going to go make a new file here. And this will be chat.py. And this one's going to be image.py. Okay, so this will be copied over here. I mean, they're both a chat, but one is more going to be just chat. And so this one will be Llama 3.21, 1B. Okay, and just say, hello, who are you, right? And so I'm hoping that this will just work. I'm going to just type in \by. Okay, and so we're going to try this again. We're going to say Python chat.py. Oh, yeah. WSL doesn't have anything installed, so we'll go over here, Python chat.py. Again, I don't normally run it this way, but we did get output back. And so here it's saying, yeah, so this one worked fine. Okay, but it kind of messed up on this one, and it might be my code, right? The image is here. It's local. Maybe it's just too hard for it to do. Let's try this again. And we do get information back. That was my stomach, by the way, if you heard it. Okay, and let's just hang on here and see if it actually brings anything back. We'll give it some time. Yeah, again, I can hear it spinning up. There's probably some way to monitor it, so there are these tools over here. I don't know how to use them. But is it like disk? What is it called? System, monitor. Was it performance monitor? I can't remember what it's called on a Windows machine. Oh, task manager? Task manager. There we go. And so what I'm looking at here is our usage. And so we have 82%, 77% usage here going on right now. I'm not used to this interface. It's a little bit different. Performance. Oh, here we go. That's a bit more normal. So the CPU is really high. Memory is really high. So I think it's doing something, but I guess we'll have to wait a little bit. Like, how large was that? It wasn't. I don't even know if it was that big. So I'm a little bit confused. Let's go back over to here. This one is. Oh, there's a few different sizes. Oh, so we have 11 billion parameter one, and then we have. I guess it's not actually small. It's pretty large. Oh, okay. This is larger than Mistral. Okay, so that makes sense. That's why it's so slow. So maybe we hit our limit here in terms of what this machine can do. Now, it might produce something. The memory is really high, but the question is like, is it going to be stuck here and running in contention? Because here, look at the memory. It says 31.6 gigabits. It has 8.9 available. So sorry, 22, 8.9. So it's like really at its max. And I think the problem here is that it's the memory limit. I don't think it's the CPU. I think I just need more memory. And so, yeah, I don't think this is ever going to finish. So we're just going to have to let it go. But at least we figured out how to programmatically work with this. So I suppose I can copy this over here. I mean, there's no reason I can't continue to use this. I just don't know how to get it off this computer. But anyway, yeah, that is Ollama. Now, there are other ways that, like, obviously this is one way we can interact with it. I know another way that we can interact with it would be like OPA. I'm not sure why anyone would want to do this, but I guess if you are a company and you are you have like a computer and you just don't know how to code and stuff like that, but you know OPA. I'm not sure how you know that, but not how to do that. But if you don't know OPA, it is a framework for running GenAI workloads and containers. And so if we were to go into, I think comps, and if I was to go into comps, in here, I should have projects. Project here for running a LLM. So go to LLM here, and if we do text generation, and we go Ollama, you could use Ollama with LangChain, right? So that might be a way that you use it. And so you could connect it to like a container workload. You can use LangChain and Ollama together, but honestly, you should just spend a little bit of time learning how to pull models and serving them because it's so darn easy. But yeah, I don't really touch LangChain Ollama much. It's just, it's nice. It's just too basic for me. So anyway, what we're going to do here is just type Ollama, and I'm going to go Ollama list. And I just want to get rid of that large model. Ollama, I got to spell it right for it to work. Ollama list. So let's say Ollama remove Llama 3.2 1B. And I'll just remove this other one. Ollama remove this one. And there you go. That is Ollama.